Hello, review show, Caulfield, Saturday, 15th of July. Straight into it, track played fair, as expected. 2 races back, or 2 meetings back at the Caulfield track. Always going to advantage to be on speed if you can get there with a good time.
Yep.
Race 1, 1400 metres, BM78, slowly run first 400, so most slowly run first 400 of the day over that distance from 3 races. Set it up for those on speed. Data point was plain, 0 wins from 7 starts on a good track. Good luck if you took $3. I wasn't stepping in. I profiled and had my biggest comments section in my form on a horse called Mr. Optimistic. Perfect run, sat further forward, coming off some really good sectionals late. Got the run off the leader, held up half the straight. Then the winner gets its run and we lose by 0.3 lengths. Wins 7 out of 10 times there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Got double figures. You can't win them all. I think I got that perfect. I said, look, Orient Line, I couldn't have it the $5 off synthetic form. It was going to sit back, and that was my point. Data point and Orient Line were going to sit 4 or 5 lengths further back. They did. My horse just didn't get the run. I'm happy that I want to follow Mr. Optimistic forward. We'll get 5, 6s next start, and
I think the main one to follow out of the race is Harden.
Really? Where did it finish? I obviously haven't looked as well.
Sort of 5th or 6th.
Is that Corsten's stable horse?
God no. Bright Oak.
Yep.
Thought it was a nice run, first up. Sort of
Is that
the only one in this whole bunch with a bit of upside.
Ex-Moody horse, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know.
Dane Thunder was always thereabouts. And I thought it was like you can see how the winner won.
Yeah.
And it's going to be positive jockey change.
Its sectionals were final 400, 0.6 seconds better than anything else.
Yeah.
Not going to deny it its win, but if Mr. Optimistic got the runs at the right time, it still wins by length.
Yeah.
By length, I'm confident of that. So I'd follow those 2 forward in similar class of races, but not going up. Orient Line and Mr. Optimistic, and obviously you're talking about Harden as well, as probably one to follow forward as...
Harden will be the only one I'm looking at going forward. Race 2, 1200 metres.
Fastest
2-year-olds.
Yeah, fastest first 400 of the day over 1200 metres. For whatever reason, Murden's Road, Bandipur off the rails and just allowed, I did it again, the perfect run inside. I didn't even have to find any luck or anything, and it was just the better horse on the day. First 2 home are clearly the superior horses. I couldn't find anything from out the back that I wanted to really follow forward. I think those 2 are really good horses.
Really good.
Really good. Yeah. The times for me suggest for a 2-year-old handicap at this time of the year, and I'm thinking they'll both be stepping up, going towards the guineas type runs. They're probably going to be more aimed at the 1600. So those times for me, they match the times of the better horses for the day over 1200 metres.
I think they're good horses, but tread with caution. Yeah. What if one of these 2 go up against Lone Eagle?
I think both of these would actually measure up okay with Lone Eagle. Mainly because they're on speed horses, they make their own luck, whereas Lone Eagle will be getting out the back coming around. So I think make your own luck horses, you're always going to have a better ROI than a horse with Lone Eagles. Just
I don't think Lone Eagles is get back run on as it appears at this stage. Like it wasn't that first out run. Remember that?
Yeah, wasn't too many in the race, so there were 8 horses. I'm thinking if you get a 16-horse race, you've got these 2 horses that can put the fastest first 400 metres of the day and still finish off and win, and that impressively. Yeah. They're good horses. You've got to be good to be able to do that. Now, I'm not denying I think Lone Eagle's a better horse, but I think these 2 would measure up quite well.
Okay. Race 3.
Solid early tempo, big anchor drops 800 to 400, set it up for those midfield out the back with the best sprint. Rachel taken back to dead last, 2 lengths off them, blocked for runs, massive run to only lose by a length. I think that I was on it at 20s and I thought it was just unlucky. Hot dipped game, needs further.
I think that's worth noting though for punters at home. Waller from gate 13 is going to be ridden for luck.
Yeah, and I think we knew that was going to happen. I don't think knew it on board, right?
Mellon.
Okay. Yeah, Mellon's still a get back type as well. Hot Dip was massive, over 1200. I think it's not a 1200 metre horse, that's why I wasn't on the day. I think 1600 will be finding its best. Moonlight's Choice, limited ability in my opinion, but it found the right race. It'll keep winning at this fillies grade of stuff. And interesting, it pulled up lame.
It's quite a good run.
It pulled up lame as well. So
I'll be very
that adds a bit of...
forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't be taking it forward off a lameness issue.
I think it's a pretty average race. Not as average as this next race though.
3-year-old handicap, time was okay. Lots of issues in the race. Kiowa, we know what happened. You can talk about... you go yours first, because I know I'm going.
I had a big Friday night back home in Sydney, and I was on the Sky bus at this stage. And I backed Winburn last start, so I always follow my money, so I had a little bit on Winburn. So I was pretty happy.
19th SP, or did you get about 24s?
24s.
Yeah, good.
I think there's enough to oppose the favourite leading into the race. It's drawn inside with a negative jockey change. It missed the kick, but even if it didn't miss the kick, it's going to get taken on for the lead. What's he going to do? You're not sure. It's not a top line jockey. That's what you're getting. And we're taking this really short price. It had PR'd massively last time.
Yeah.
Everything went right for it. I thought Winburn was a huge run in that previous race. Massively underrated run. And it did take out half the field, but it was bolting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was going better than every other horse when it
was going well.
The 40 to 1 shot.
I reckon the horse that ran fourth, I don't know its name, but it was beaten 0.9 lengths. It was also taken out. I actually thought it was going as well.
Well, that Savvy Dresser, which was also a big run.
Savvy Dancer, that was going well and got
smashed. It run last, but it got almost dropped.
Yeah.
So.
There are a few that look. That's the problem with this. So, do you want me to give my point of view?
Yeah. Go.
So, my point on this is I think Winburn should have ultimately been disqualified. I hate these rules. I think if you intentionally take your horse out for a run that's not there, and he clipped heels doing so he's misjudged it, caused interference, and given 4 runners Savvy Dresser 0 chance to win that race. He's taken its ability to win the race away. Punters have done their dough, and he's still able to win the race when these horses actually can't. It's hard to see how it's fair. Yeah, he wins $55,000 for the owners. Dunn takes 10%? He'll get a sling for that.
Yeah, but I don't think that he was as responsible for what happened as everyone else does, from what I've read.
Yeah, I've looked at it many times.
And the horse just goes.
I've looked at it many times. He was too close to the horse in front. He had to
but he's going at 60 k's an hour.
But you then have to keep it boxed, or you got to...
I don't think he should be disqualified. It's a really tricky... there's no answer that's going to satisfy everyone. I think the horse...
I think if you disqualify
went harder on him.
Would he have got... If there was a disqualification rule, would he be going as hard at that the way he's taking it out?
If there was a disqualification rule, would you punt?
I probably would, yeah.
I probably wouldn't.
So I'd be punting more on a Mertens and a Williams right now.
So not only...
Because are they going to try and get suspended right now? Mertens and Williams, are they going to go for that same gap?
Yeah, so not only...
They're not going to. They're not.
Yeah,
they don't want to get DQ'd. They don't want to get suspended.
It's hard enough figuring out a jockey, figuring out a horse, figuring out a race. Then you want to figure out what the stewards are going to do as well.
Yeah. Well, I've got no idea what they're going to do.
The game becomes even harder than it already is.
WA stewards... Look, let's move on with enough said about it in the media, I reckon.
I think that the favourite wouldn't have won.
What should his suspension be? We'll put that down.
I don't know or care that much.
1 month for me. Got 18 days.
If it's like the AFL, he should have got 2 weeks because nothing happened. And if people fell, then he should get 4 months. Yeah, it depends how they want to do it.
Savvy Dresser fell out of it pretty quickly. It could
my point is you just need to say this is how we do it, which is what they do, and it seems to be around par for what happens. If you want it to change, it's got to change across the board.
They like to react on the day, so you can't really get the injury reports all at the time.
But what I say is, I don't think he actually deliberately tried to take.
Yeah, he's not trying to take the field out.
It's a shit race on a shitty day.
Yeah,
he's not obsessed with getting the horse out and winning.
He's done the wrong thing in terms he's got it wrong.
In the Melbourne Cup, he should have been handcuffed.
Yeah,
because he's this is so much money.
Should have been handcuffed, but I was on Prince of Penzance, so I didn't give a crap.
Ugh.
I think Prince of Penzance still wins regardless of that happening, just to be quite honest.
Let's not talk about one of the worst races of all time. Race 5.
Weary, what a genius to get
Yeah,
Prince of Penzance
yeah.
seriously to win a Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
You got to say that.
Yeah.
Race 5, 700 metres, BM90. Some pretty disappointing runs. Speed was on throughout. On Bacalo's $7 out to 13.
Oh, this is my second bet of the day, and this is just great.
Did work up the hill and never a chance. Coldstone, Dream Run fell out. I think it's in the prep. We knew it was kind of coming to end of its prep. It came back up last start and Show a Star. No, new stable. No prints on its neck this week.
Well, I was listening to some stuff this morning, and they're still waiting on the results of what the.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be running.
Correct, I agree.
You want confidence in the.
But
if you want, as a punter, you just want to know what's going on, so you can have confidence to have a bet. And having horses in races
confident to oppose it.
That are favourites.
Yeah.
But if it pissed in and you lay it, you're filthy.
I don't know the last time that a horse has come off something like that and run well.
If portion control's on in the race, it wins.
Shut up, Matty Herald's son. That's
It's
a Matty Herald's son thing.
It would have pissed in.
I'm getting Ralphie to come have a reply to that one. He'll
I don't care.
He'll have a massive reply to that.
The fact is that the horse almost won, and it's favourite, and it's no one has a clue if it's what's happened to it.
I knew to find one too good on the day, just based on everything that was in the race.
I'm glad I did. I backed this thing again.
So portion control.
I stole on the Sky Bus.
I
don't think
speed map.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
Have you caught the Sky Bus before?
Yeah.
Mrs. stitched me up, and I'm on the Sky Bus.
Sweet.
Solid 45 minutes.
That's why you drive out there, mate. You gotta.
I probably wouldn't have been able to drive a car.
Yeah, fair enough. So portion control, I'll get in before you do. I had this as one of my to follow horses about 6 to 8 weeks ago, right? And I got off it after its next run at Flemington when it just didn't have the 400 to 600 metre sprint. And my hindsight on this horse is, I've noted it's a 250 to 300 metre sprinter. And guess what's happened? Come around the turn at Caulfield.
Bolting.
He's holding on it. He's got 300 metres to go. I'm like, shit, he's already home.
He's a good rider. That's how he rode Petrology. I think he might have pretty good balance.
Parrish is really good at Caulfield, in my opinion. I actually really rate him. You keep talking, I'm going to look at his ROI.
I think that's enough about that race. Race 6, 400 metres, 3-year-olds. Everyone's carrying on about Revolving Door.
So I had
It's the first time in this prep that it hasn't kicked up hard enough to cross. So
fastest run for first 400 of the day. It mapped that way. So the owner on RSN this morning, Mike Simons, who owns it from Caulfield Racing Club, said, all the experts out there were mapping it as if there was, only two, it would get around them and sit out the side of the leader. Bullshit, I did my mapping and I didn't find it there. There was 3 or 4 horses that were always going to kick up and contest for a spot and for speed. I wasn't surprised seeing Valiano leading at all.
Yeah, and that's the other thing it's just like that previous race 1 or whatever it was that I mentioned it, when you're watching and learning and what we always are. It's going from Dwayne Dunn to Brennan Stockdale.
Yep.
From barrier 9.
At the hardest.
A horse that wants to lead, and then whenever they get to the front, to maintain and manage the pace of that, it's just not easy. 1400
Caulfield is the hardest barriers to jump from out wide in Australia, bar none, because you've got about 150 to 200 metres until you're going up that turn and making a sharp left.
Yeah.
So you've got very little room to get advantage.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing 1200 metres with the horse, you've got 600, 800 metres to get your position. There, he's got 4 or 5 wide. Now, he then drops back as instructed and doesn't find room to get in. And then what's he meant to do? It was a slaughter, but it wasn't a slaughter.
I don't think it was a slaughter.
It
wasn't a slaughter.
Everyone's saying a massive slaughter. I'm saying, look, I think it's in the middle. He's had a lot of hard luck. He's ridden to instruction. He's an apprentice. He probably should have kept on kicking on and done everything at all costs if that was what they wanted to do and be on speed. But I still don't think it would have won. I was on Nikita, so I was pretty happy at $9.60. Thank you very much.
I was at Southern
mapped
Cross at this
perfectly.
point, trying to figure out which train to catch.
Did you stop at the Mexican restaurant there? Pretty good Mexican.
Wasn't easy. No, I got to Mexican at the airport.
Yeah, nice.
Which was the first thing I'd eaten in about 24 hours. I backed Nikita's and I backed a Nickman, which went.
That was horrible.
Didn't
Boston. My Paisan, I reckon it needs a slower tempo to finish off. It was still some good late sectionals, but
I don't think there's much to take out of the race.
yeah.
Revolving door will be belted next start.
Oh, you want to be on it next start?
I don't know.
No, you want a hard run leading in. Oh, yeah.
No, it's like I'm saying.
I'd love to see it at
I'm not
Flemington.
backing revolving door next start.
I'd love to see it at Flemington.
Who's riding it? What gate is it? Is there pace in the race?
Yeah, that's what you have to consider. I'm hoping Flemington.
Yeah. There's a lot. It needs a lot. You got to figure out that horse's races.
Group 3, lowest Group 3 you've seen in a long time. 1,100 metres. Time's not over, was...
I backed Sunday Escape here.
Yeah, so yours beat home Lord of the Sky at least. So interestingly, Lord of the Sky coming around the 500 metre mark. Watch a replay again. Blood everywhere.
It just cut its mouth, didn't it?
Inside of its mouth, I'm thinking. So you try running around with blood all through your mouth, and they don't spit. They can't spit blood, horses. So it's swallowing the blood, and it's got it all in there. Affects performance. Am I saying that that's the reason the horse lost?
Did you back it?
I did back it.
Yeah, you're making excuses.
No, I don't think it actually ran well enough on the day to win.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
I think it and Sunday Escape cooked themselves and set it up for sweepers.
Yeah, that's how Lord of the Sky should be run though. Like the sectionals it ran, I was happy with. Divine Ten's one that I'd maybe want to see another run of. It was 3 wide the trip, finished 4th. Stupido, they're going to step up in class. Daytona Grave, they go back to Adelaide, may be able to win something good. I think it needs wetter as well. So
I think Mert the Flirt is the run of the day. I'm really keen to follow it next start. It'll step up and trip. I'm really, really keen.
Hate that money muncher. You can have it.
I think it's times. It ran better times than Cepedo. It's last 800, last 600. It's all better.
Decent type. It just gets a long way back normally if they can run it more
run.
forward. Race 8, 1,200 metres. Mares slowest first 400 of the day as expected with Sullivan Bay the only leader. Set up the race, but found one better. Better weighted horse. Sat outside it. Beatniks ran on really well late. I just note that I think it can do something next start.
Race 9. 400 metres.
Mr. Bo Diamond's Burdens, thank you very much. Bet of the day, Schism. He gave them an absolute masterclass. He absolutely... Let me read out these sections to you. So, after the first 200, where he found the lead, because there was no one else wanting it, he ran 11:46, 11:49, 11:54, 11:34. He's given that horse the absolute perfect ride. No one could beat him on the day. That is ride of the day, hands down. Masterclass out front.
Yeah, I thought I backed Arlington, Error Line.
Yeah.
I expected it to be further forward. I think it was a bit slow away.
Yeah.
It stuck on pretty well. I'll be sticking with it. And also, I'm pretty sure Nimini Pimini ran 3rd to Schism at Flemington when we were there. Yeah. It's in race 8, I think. It's Sandown.
Wednesday. Yep.
I've already backed it each way and told my guys to.
What price
There
was
you
it?
go.
9s?
It's $7.50.
Okay. I was just guessing. I hadn't looked yet.
By the time I sent it out there, I was into $6.50.
Yeah.
So by the time this goes there, it's probably $4. I don't know.
Yeah, it won't come in that much. They don't normally map back it too much. It's not one of those horses that's in some people's
Yeah,
eyes.
no, I think
Who's
if
on board it?
If you miss the price, it'll be a better price on the day.
Who's on board it though? As long as it's not Williams or Merdens, you're fine.
No, it's a good change.
Okay. Yeah, you look.
It might be.
I'll give my horses a follow for the day. I've got quite a few actually. So, despite what Jack thinks, I like the revolving door. I think rock hard fit next start. Good barrier needed. Portion control only at Caulfield. Medium fast race shape. I'll be on. Schism just keeps winning. Can keep winning. Horse with a good first 200 metres puts you in the right spot in the race. I actually would prefer it from not being barrier 1 or 2. That's just me personally. Bandipur and I did it again. I think look nice types as 2-year-olds. Mr. Optimistic wins next start in the same grade. Oh, Rachel can be followed. Hot dipped over further. And Beatniks I like this final 200 metres, so I'd be interested where it goes next.
Mert the Flirt, 400. Anywhere, don't really mind. And Error Line, I want to give another go. That's it. I think Run Sardi will go well at Sandown, and obviously Nimini Pimney.
So we've got a couple of questions coming through. Do you want to... You got...
Yeah.
Who was on it?
Jack Martin.
Yeah, not sure that's a positive. Martin rides okay.
But it's not a negative because he's.
Well, it's no Stockdale.
It's no. There was no star in it last time.
Yeah. So I've got a few questions through
Yep.
from the Twitter sphere. With your experience of, so this one's for you. With your experience of attending tracks in Sydney and Melbourne now, what is the best on-track atmosphere and vibe? Have to be at Sandown when we went there that day, right?
That's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
I'd say my favourite place to go is Moonee Valley.
Yep.
The best track to bet on is probably Rose Hill. It's the most consistent, but it's a shithole. The best vibe is probably Randwick. It's an awesome place.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
decent
right
vibe,
near
mate.
everything in Sydney. You can kick on afterwards. You can go home afterwards. It's just, you're right near everything.
The free shuttle bus to the casino is always a bonus.
Really?
I think so. They don't do it in Melbourne. Well, actually,
never caught
no,
the
they
bus.
do now. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Chopper. Ooh.
No, no.
La-di-da.
I didn't know there was a bus. Normally,
Yeah.
normally someone drove in. You just get driven over.
Starbus, straight there.
But yeah, I love Moonee Valley in Melbourne the most. Then Caulfield. Then Fairway to Flemington, and then Sandown. They're the four I've mainly been to. I really don't enjoy Flemington that
No.
much at all.
I've been there 100 times, and
I honestly,
the vibe, even Spring Carnival,
I'm
there's too
still
many
not
people.
even sure where the betting ring is at Flemington. I'm not. Are you?
There are a few inside, but yeah, with the knockdown, they've had to move it and stuff. Yeah, there is no betting there. Let's be honest. Do you have any data on how much extra ground revolving door covered? Still hurting. You can keep hurting.
I've covered it.
Yeah,
I'm
look.
not worried about it.
How much did it cover? Probably an extra 10 metres, but you know, that's what you get from that wide barrier. Deciding how much to stake and use of each way and win and place. So this is a hard one, I think.
I'll have a crack at it. So, when I find a horse I want to back in a race, I start to really nail down that race. And then if I think there's, say, 5 good, genuine chances in the race, it'll come down to what prices they are. If I back them all to a degree, or if I think there's just one horse that's too big a price and it's an each way price, I'll just simply back it each way and let that ride. But if I figure out I think the track's going to sort of suit a certain type of runner on that day, I'll try and find those sort of horses in that spot, stake heavier to the ones I am keenest on, but not lose on ones I think could still win. So like guys that get my stuff, you'd be sometimes betting like 5 horses in one race.
Yeah.
But you get all my stuff now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will just really nail in on one race and back 4 or 5 horses, quite a high investment overall. But the strike rate's quite solid doing that.
Well, correct. You're trying to bet to a $2 to $3 area, and you're trying to hit 40-50%.
Yeah, so,
and when you hit that in
Sunday, so the Sapito race, I didn't like its price. I avoid those sort of prices, and I think people who buy my stuff shouldn't be backing horses at that price. So, because it's so short, it takes up too much of the mark. I still think it can win. So I just like Sunday Escape off its last run, so I just back it each way. And same goes in the Airline race.
yeah, that makes sense.
You know, you can make a case for too many, but not a strong enough case, so I just back Airline each way.
Quick one. So I looked for the stats on Corey Parrish at Caulfield. Average winning horse, $13. ROI, 94.5% positive. 91% at Bendigo, 82% at Geelong Synthetic. He's got some good stats around here, the kid.
Struggles with
255% at Moonee Valley. That'd be Petrology that adds to it. Kid's flying.
So you're giving away mail there?
Well, yeah.
I did it first, I guess. I said it was going good.
We were asked what we thought of this race at Toowoomba, so let's have a look at the last couple of 100 metres.
Is this the race you were shit staring me about?
No.
Good.
No.
Ariado Junior won somewhere in
Look
Queensland
at
on
this.
the weekend at
Look
$10.
at this thing. We're being asked about this one, so it's laying in the shit in on this.
Yeah, that's.
Do you want to see that again?
No, that's alright. It's alright.
I mean, it's still
The
going to win,
margin's
right?
too big. The margin's too big.
I'm fine with that.
You should have got. You would have got suspended.
Was that the right one?
Who was that? Oscar.
So it was just Damien asking her down here. Yeah. No, I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Alright, we good. Anything else?
Yeah, it's good of Elrod Jr. to get up on us. Did you black book him?
No.
Black book horses that you want to follow punters.
No.
Black book them. Then you get the notifications when you're out on the booze,
Yeah.
and you won't forget to back them. We'll be back on Thursday.
Just one thing before I forget. I've got a mate of mine in Sydney who has a Facebook page, Mounting Yard Mailbag. His information is free, and it's extremely high quality. I think if you're betting in Sydney, you're mad not to have a look at what he puts out. His little, you've seen it, the little notepad thing for each race.
We'll be sitting at Flemington and we'll be like, oh, what's coming up in the next? I like this one, I like that one. And then we'll go check his page, see what he thought of them and go, there's some added confidence. Let's,
Yeah.
have a small go if we liked one or two.
Yeah, so head over and have a look and give him a follow. It's really, really good information. And then Thursday, we've got Matt Welch, the
Modern punter.
modern punter, trial files.
Yep.
He's coming on. We're going to discuss racing.
Racing in general and how
Yeah.
it's flying.
Not so much the weekends racing, just sort of the racing as a sport. If you've got any thoughts on that, any questions, any comments, make sure you tweet them in, email them in, however you want to.
Yeah, love to hear your thoughts on it. I think you'll see me go on Twitter rants about stuff that's going wrong in racing. We're doing a lot right, but there's a lot that's actually governance level that I think is going wrong, and I think Matt's probably the perfect person
Yeah, I think it's a good show. And
to articulate across what's...
Good show.
Yeah,
It's different with younger people talking about it.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, average
It's not
person
people
on
just getting paid by the industry talking about
average
it.
person on a board, 50. I was looking at the applications. So the Racing Victoria applications, right, for the non-director board members. You have to be a champion of industry, which means you're 55 plus to even apply to get on the board. Where are the young people represented here?
No, well, there's no. Where are the punters?
Well, that's what I mean. They're the up-and-coming punters. They're the sports generation who are turning over money on sports gambling now and moving away from racing. That's what we'll be discussing. Look forward to seeing you Thursday.
Because see how good sports betting.
It is. Betting 102%.
Is Roger Federer the greatest athlete you've ever seen? I'm happy to say he is now.
He'd be up there. I'm happy to say he's up
He
there.
wiped him like a dirty ass.
Hey, we've seen Jordan.
He didn't lose a
we've
set.
seen
He's better than
Gary
Roger.
Ablett Jr., Tom Hawkins. You know.
Oh, what about his mate Tom Hawkins? He was actually there.
So I was there-
How's this for karma? I'll paint the picture.
No. Let me do it for you.
Is that Skoda? Of all the shit he's put on Buddy and the lack of respect he's shown the great man.
I saw the greatest full forward of all time kick 2 amazing goals from the pocket. Stevie J. Beautiful. They were magic.
You are a fucking
Absolutely magic goals by Stevie J. He's a weapon.
Stevie J
He's
is
an
twice,
absolute
he's twice the
weapon.
football that Tom Hawkins is. That's true.
He's an absolute
I'd
weapon.
take him today above Tom Hawkins.
You didn't see the match. He kicked a magnificent goal from the same spot as Buddy.
From Buddy, so he was 65 out set shot, was
Well, no, he was on a tighter angle on 35 metres, literally on the boundary, and you're like, how the hell's he kicked this?
he? See, Stevie J.
Yeah,
I love Stevie J.
Stevie's great.
Anyway.
But he
he's
did kick a good
he's
few
still on
goals.
about this fucking shit.
He turned up after quarter time, so it was good.
The Swans, are they Premiership favourites yet?
No, I tipped him.
They will be soon. Have a great week, guys. Good luck.
See ya.